So here's a real example. I don't know if I'd follow this guy. I don't think he looks old enough to be a trader in my opinion. But anyway, this is a guy on Zulu Trade. And this is just one I picked at random. And why he's kind of interesting, he's got 3,415 people following him. So clearly he's got quite a good following. He's been trading for 157 weeks, so he's got quite longevity. You know, anybody who's got 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks in their track record, you probably want to leave them alone, because what tends to happen, and I'm probably getting to the pitfalls at the end, but let's explain one of them now. The problem with social trading is when you're trying to make a career and a track record for yourself, after 4 or 5 weeks, if it's not working, you close that account down, you open another account, you reinvent yourself, you put a different little picture up there, and you call it your other strategy, and you try again. And 4 weeks from now, you've lost all your money, so you close that account and you start again. So the guys with sort of 4 to 6 weeks to 8 weeks sort of track record, you probably want to avoid them for a while. Let them get some time under their belt and get a decent ROI. So this is a return on investment, 93%. That figure on its own doesn't really tell you much. That tells you he's made 93% on that account. But he might have traded like a lunatic. He might have taken on massive risk that you're not willing to take on. So you need to drill more into those stats, and I'll get to that just now. But so you're sitting there in front of a social trading environment, and you decide that you like him, maybe because he's pretty and he's a nice-looking guy, and you click and you follow him. What will then happen is that every time he does a trade, you will do that exact trade. So this is another social networking. This is currency. This is their marketing. This guy's fantastic. He's so pleased because he's got these 3 lead traders that he can follow. You can see he's ecstatic. This is the sort of way they represent their trade leaders. You can see different metrics, different stats, annualized returns. And it's the same. Once you choose one of these trade leaders, you lock in that you're going to follow them. And remember, there's optionality in this. You can opt out anytime. So if you're following 1, 2, 3 trade leaders and they're not doing particularly well, then you can vote with your feet and stop trading, following them. There's no lock-ins in these sort of services. You don't have to give 30 days notice. This is not like an asset manager who's going to charge you a penalty for leaving his fund. You can jump in and out of following these guys. So he sits down on his computer. He decides to follow these 3 guys who look like the most untrustworthy people in the world, but he goes for it. So typically what happens, and this is back to Zulu Trade, this is the lead trader's account. In our opinion, the one thing about social trading that is a caveat emptor in our lives, if the lead trader doesn't have real money in a real account, don't follow them. If they're only trading a paper trading theoretical account, they've got nothing to lose. They've got no skin in the game. They don't really care if they blow that account out. So you want to follow a lead trader who's got a real account, who's got real money, and it's real performance. Okay, so if it says a virtual account, probably don't follow those guys. So that's a real account. This is you. So typically what happens, well, not typically, this is exactly what happens. As he does a trade, so do you. And try to follow a service that's proportional. So if he's got $100,000 in his account, or 100,000 Rand, and you've only got 10,000 Rand, your trade should be 1/10 of his. If you happen to get the same size trade as his, well, then you've overexposed. So you need to have a proportional system here. The other thing that you should ensure is that everything that he does, you must mirror. So if he puts a stop loss in, your system must mirror the stop loss as well. If he has a take profit, then you must mirror that take profit. A good system should do all of that for you, and so you are exactly following his trading regime. So what happens? As he trades, you should trade. And the money management in your account should match his money management. So if he has a rule that says he's never going to spend more than 50% of his trading account, your account should never go above 50% if you're correctly mirroring his account. So everyone following me so far, really you get this one account with this supposed expert, hopefully they are, and you are now mirroring exactly what they're doing. The good thing about this, and this is an interesting thing that doesn't happen here because our market opens at 9 and closes at 5 for our equities market, opens at 8:30 for our derivatives and closes at 5:30. This doesn't apply here, but it applies if you're trading FX. That robot or that EA or that follow me will carry on working while you're asleep. And if you're following the right guy, he will make you money while you're asleep. Because that FX market, trading dollar, euro, or one of these instruments, does trade pretty much 24/7. So if you follow the wrong guy, he is going to be losing you money while you're asleep as well. So, so once again, caveat emptor on who you follow on this. So this is not going to apply on local social trading because you're only going to trade probably local instruments, and it'll only be trading while our market's open. But if you are trading offshore indices, offshore FX, offshore commodities, this can certainly be the case. Reporting on this social trading is impeccable. It's actually, they've done massive amounts of work on reporting. I wish our trading systems had as good a reporting as these things. So the sort of stuff, and this is free, this is a crowd called Blue FX. So if you've got an account, you can give them view-only status, and they can give you this sort of reporting on how your trading's going. And I've just taken a screenshot here. This is of an FX robot. But this is free reporting. So this will tell you maximum drawdowns, durations, how much risk this client takes on, his win-loss ratios, his average percentage returns. All of these metrics are available. How many trades he's opened and closed, average win per trade. All of these metrics are available from these social trading, and this is the sort of thing that you must judge your trade leader or whoever you're following on. They must have good metrics, and that must flow through to you.